Ed Asla? Hello, everybody. Can you please all take a seat, please? Welcome, everybody, to the 57th Annual OSA Convention. And this is the business symposium that we're going to start with. And first in the process is the lamp lighting ceremony. Anjan, Suchi, Mr. Ritesh Agrawal, and Mr. Chidananda Khatwa. Can you please come to the stage, please? And Musa, Sitikonda Musa.
Right? Light it from here only, no? Lighter किधर है? She's got the gun. छुभी नहीं था अभी, छुभी नहीं था.
मझिरे रही नहीं तो ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है मुझे कहा ब्लॉक को नहीं except me. ना भाई ना मु कहली लोक ऊपर को जिबे कहिबे तो ए लैम्पटा तळको आनिबे कि बट एबे थाउ बिकॉज़ स्पीकर्स आर गोइंग टू गो देयर या Anjan. To officially open up the business symposium, it is my honor to invite our convener, Mr. Anjan Pradhan, to the stage to speak a few words.
Hello. 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 Working? Hello. Samasthanku namaskar. Samasthanku namaskar. Respected keynote speaker Ritesh Agrawal, distinguished speaker Sita Khatwa, esteemed business leaders, members of OSA family, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm good morning to everyone, whoever present here. It's both honor and privilege to welcome you all to the OSA convention here in beautiful city Minneapolis, USA. Today, today we gather not only celebrate our shared heritage as Odias, but also recognize the remarkable achievements and innovations and entrepreneurial spirit of our global community. One of the proud highlight of the convention is the launch of OSA Convention 2026 Odisha Impact Magazine. This magazine is much more than publication. It is a reflection of our collective journey, a journey filled with determinations, resilience, creativity, and success. Within these pages are inspiring stories of entrepreneurs, accomplished professionals, visionary leaders, innovators, students, and young change makers who are making meaningful contribution across industries and around the world. Each story reminds us that success is not simply measured by personal accomplishment, but by positive impact we create for others. We acknowledge shared when experiences are exchanged and when communities come together, we'll grow together. The, the vision behind this magazine simply yet powerful to create a powerful where Odia voices are heard, achievements are celebrated. A future generation are inspired to the dream bigger, innovate fearlessly and with the purpose. As we celebrate OSA Convention 2026, we also celebrate the limitless possibilities that emerge when our community unites across borders. Together, we are building bridges, collaboration, strengthening professional networks, for fostering mentorship, and creating opportunity that extend or beyond of this convention. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to every contributor, sponsors, volunteers, editors, and supporters who dedication, generosity have made this magazine possible. Your commitment reflects the true spirit of service and community that reflects OSA. The young professionals and aspiring entrepreneurs among us, I encourage you to see the stories not merely as achievements, but as reminders that every great success begins with a dream, a vision, and a courage to take the first step. As we move forward together, let's embrace the values of defining our community. Our aim is to learn together, grow together, and give back the community together. This is not just a word. They are the foundation upon which we can build even stronger, more connected, more impactful global ODI community. May this convention inspiring meaningful conversation, lasting friendship, and innovative collaboration and new opportunity for every gathered here. Once again, thank you all. Begin part of the memorable celebrations, and I wish each of you a successful, enriching, and unforgettable OSA Convention 2026. Thank you and enjoy the convention. Jai Jagannath, Jai Odisha, and Jai OSA. Thank you.
Thank you, Anjan. Now, Mr. Nagesh Rajanala, OSA President.
Namaskar, Jai Jagannath. So I'll keep my remarks brief and in three separate areas, and let's see if we can consolidate today into some meaningful action for the future, right? I'll mention three things which appear to be disconnected, and then we'll see if we can connect this. Last year, I had an opportunity to meet Mr. P.K. Mishra, who's the Principal Secretary to Prime Minister Modi in the Indian Consulate in New York. And he was meeting a number of diaspora leaders. And I asked a simple question. I said, how can we help? I'm a diaspora members living in the US. How can we help India? How can we help Odisha? And his answer shocked me. He said, bring your friends, bring your Indian friends, bring your American friends, come and see India. Look at the digital revolution we have brought. look at the different progressive things that we have done. He spoke for about 5 minutes. Not once did he mention the M word, saying India needs money. So, if you want to help really, come to India, spend some time, help us with your brain. If you're a doctor or a surgeon or an advanced medical professional, come and train our people. If you're an advanced technology expert, come and train our people, right? If you extrapolate that with the broader political spectrum of how India is doing, the stance that the country has taken is we are no longer underdeveloped or developing. We are a developed country. We demand a seat in the political and economic table of the world. And we do not want to be dictated to. We want to participate on an equal footing. It happens through the news, right? And as a result, they have taken steps to completely or to a large extent limit foreign funding in India. Just last week news we have how FCRA rules have been tightened. So this is happening in real time, right? So there's something very different going on in India. While we as diaspora members, we are hanging on to notions of developing, underdeveloped, poor, and we are saying more Odisha ko paisa pathibe. This is a struggle that we have in OSA. There's almost like a divide where some of us feel that Odisha desperately needs money because of poor people, and some of us feel that no, it's a developed country. The amount of money that is flowing in, no matter how much we send funds from here, it is less than a drop in a bucket. That's one reality that I'll leave you with, right? Second, what is happening to all of us as OSA members and our families and our children? Last 6 months has been a tidal wave of layoffs happening in multiple companies, large companies. 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, these are not small numbers of people laid off. And aguru ammo circle re jona podu nothila. You know, I would be hard pressed to find many people that I know who was impacted a year or 2 years back. Now, most my friends who I know are all impacted by this. So there's a huge revolution that's happening. The market is shifting. So what can we do for ourselves? Amo member mane kemti upskill karibe. How do we, whether it is a small middle schooler or it's a octogenarian, how do we bring them into the fold of AI, help them understand and adapt and start using this? That's a big need that has happened. So can we as an organization or as a community play a role to say, how do we help our members upskill and understand and participate in this change? Nahale, bahut jo speed development hoche apan dekhuchandi, people get left behind very fast. So ame kon kari pariba. So apan jodi dekhithibe, we have recently started something called the AI Club, where we have invited everybody, irrespective of their age group or demographic, to participate and learn. So that's one area. At the same time, you're also hearing our entrepreneurs. OSA member family children are getting into Forbes 30 under 30, 50 under 50, AI revolution, not one or two, a good number of them, right? So again, what can we do to create an ecosystem within our organization to help the budding entrepreneurs, people, children who have ideas, ki semane kemti tankara startup kari paribe, ki kono kari paribe, what can we do for them? That's also another area to look at, right? And the third element is OSA member manakara interest primarily is in two areas. One is charitable action. What can we do? Somebody wants to help. One of our senior members helps blind children in Odisha, to the extent that they are talking about digital braille. What can we do with AI-based tools to help children who are visually disabled? And those kind of things. So charity action is one thing that is close to all of us, and people are willing to put in funding and action around that. And second is investor action. Well, we have a lot of members who are well-to-do, who would like to now give back by way of investment into business areas, whether it's in the US or in Odisha. So they want to do that, right? How do we bring that together? And that's where I think this seminar will become a very primary role to say that we can match all these three things and create meaningful action. That's essentially where we have to navigate our thing. Our investor hisabre, the traditional thinking always has been who can give millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. But there are also thousands of people who are saying, I'm interested in investment, but I have only $5,000. So what can we do for that group? It's not small group at all. So what kind of a investment fund mechanisms we can work out, and how do we do that? So everybody has a chance to participate in that process. And secondly, both local MTV can some of the investment go to social entrepreneurship in Odisha? While the government has taken a stance, there is still definitely areas of need. I'm a kono karipariba that can encourage social entrepreneurship in Odisha to make people's life easier. All of these things exist, so we have to find a way to navigate through this and create something meaningful and of interest to all stakeholders so that we can make it successful. Take fragmented roichi. This is not a new effort. Business symposium has been done for a few years. Take fragmented roichi. We have not been able to create sustained action. But now Anjanabu and Ram have created a group that is taking roots in a way that I think will help us sustain to do that. So if you're a business leader in this room or help build the ecosystem, whether it is entrepreneurship, mentorship, or startups and so on, and AI education. Apan help kariପାରିବେ to build that ecosystem to help all the members learn. If you are interested in investment, you can try and come together to create a fund management process to collect funds and create an investment process and take it through that process. If you are just want to share your knowledge and expertise, well, that also is now possible. That I'm Odisha jaiki, jodi I'm Odisha masse pe jauche for a vacation, maybe couple of weeks you can take time to teach in the local universities and so on. And we are actually working on that area to see if we can create a jodi ame 50 ki 100 janakar gote panel bane pariba who are educators or who want to be educators in their respective fields. How can we spread that word among universities in Odisha so that when you go, there is a chance to teach? Wonderful thing to do, right? So a sabu miseki ame karyaku chesta kariba. So my hope and request is, let's navigate this properly and create something that meets all interests in all areas. OSA by mission and vision may not be able to participate in everything. For example, OSA is not an investment organization in commercial areas, but OSA definitely has a play to say we will encourage social entrepreneurship because we have a responsibility towards Odisha and something. So we'll navigate those, right? Some things may have to happen outside of the organization per se. Some things can happen within the organization. So we'll navigate that and help do that. But so that's the hope here, and I hope my remarks made sense. Let's go through the day, and we'll see at the end of it we can come up with some action that is meaningful and that can be sustained over the long term. This is not something which is 1 month, 1 day, 1 year. It's a long-term area that we have to look at. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nagesh, for your such a thoughtful message. And we all appreciate you leading OSA with such dedication. So next is magazine inauguration. I'm going to invite Sittikanta Mosa, Mr. Ritesh Agrawal, Mr. Chidakar Khatua, and Anjan and Suchi to the stage. By the way, this magazine is Anjan's brainchild. He has been thinking about it.
कोई बात नहीं
এইটা দেখলো, এইটা দেখলো, এই সুচি
কাক প্রকাশিও রিতেশ অগ্রওয়াল So I'm inviting Tejas Agrawal. Please come and address to our audience. মমতা
Thank you so much.
Oh, the light is on.
I'm so glad that you made it. Namaskar. We'll let Sitakanta ji sit down. Thank you so much again, Mr. Das, for your kind invitation. ମୋ ପ୍ରିୟ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଭାଇ ଓ ଭଉଣୀମାନେ, ଆପଣ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ସହିତ ଆଜି ଏଇଥିରେ ଠିଆ ହୋଇ ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ଗର୍ବିତ ଅନୁଭବ କରୁଛି। ଆମେ ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ମାଟିରୁ ଆସିଛୁ ସବୁ ଏଠି, ଆଉ ଆଜି ସେଇ ମାଟିର ନାଁ ସାରା ଦୁନିଆରେ ଆଉ ଏଇଠି ଆମେରିକାରେ ଉଜ୍ଜଳ ହେଉଛି। ଆପଣ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ସଫଳତା ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ଗର୍ବିତ। Many congratulations. I want to thank the Odisha Society of Americas, of course Ajay bhai, and everyone for the Milana Taranga and the fantastic event that you have put together. Listening from Nagesh bhai was a special start. I think the fantastic comments he made and the areas of priority he mentioned, I relate fully with it. I was told that this whole day will be run exactly on schedule. When I was told that, I knew immediately this event is not being run by ODIAs. But anyway, it is being run on time, so we are all evolving. Let me start with something that is in everybody's mind. Some of you will look at my name, Agarwal, and wonder, is he really one of us? Understandable. I understand Agarwal is my lineage, but I was born in Odisha. I grew up in Odisha, and I will be an Odia all my life. My childhood sounds very similar to a lot of yours, especially ones who grew up or were born in Odisha. Every Guruvaram, on the goddess's Lakshmi's puja, my mother would be on the floor before sunrise, drawing the jhuti with the rice paste. I saw some of it outside for Ma Lakshmi, the smell of it filling all of our house. For Khadhato on summer afternoons. And yes, of course, not to forget the Imli along. And the eternal day, which is eternal question, which is day long. This is not my opinion, but the way I explain it to my American colleagues is, how do you explain Chena Podo to Americans? I generally explain this as the original cheesecake, which has been exported later on around the world. We could have done better marketing for it, of course. And of course, the other sweet, which our neighbor Bengalis expect to believe is theirs, but we all know is ours. Jagannatha, in every prayer, you do not become an Odia by surname. You become Odia by soil, and that soil is mine. Now that the debate is settled of how I am an Odia, let's talk a little bit about where in Odisha I am from. Because every time I get together, including last evening when I landed, I came to see Ajay Ohai and a few others. And the first question they ask is not, how are you? Kemidi acho? Kodu asilo? The first question is, Kodu acho? Which district? So let me answer upfront to all of you so you all know where I am from. Mama Itamatiru. My mother's from Itamati. Itamati is a small village near Nayagad, Bhubaneswar, if you don't know about Nayagad either. My Baba Bolangiru, which is a very different part of Odisha in the west. And I was born in Bisamkatak, in Rayagada in the south. So as you can imagine, this includes the coastal Odisha, western Odisha, and southern Odisha. So we are one family, but we have full coverage of all of Odisha. We are less a family and more a state census of Odisha in some way. And before anyone asks, often I have grown up with this confusion with people saying, is Bisam Katak and Katak the same thing? Because even people in Odisha do not know where Bisam Katak is. So I have spent 30 years explaining this. So let me try again. There is a 400 kilometers difference, and for people here, over 200 miles difference, or close to that, if I'm getting the maths right. There is Kotak, and then there is Bisomagotak. I am from Bisomagotak. It's a much smaller town, but I try to market it as being more than what it is. Bisomagotak and Rayagada had no startups. There was no funding, no investors, no technology, no AI, none of these things. But there was a lot of curiosity, a curiosity about what existed outside, what existed in this town, and what existed around the world. As a little boy, I just would take out every machine that I could, much to the dismay of my parents, much like all of you with your children, and to the teenagers I see in the room. If you are one of them, please never be repenting or sorry about it. I started selling SIM cards when I was 13. And my first taste of building was through my own money, which I made by selling SIM cards. Like every good Indian family, my family had mine. My parents' aspiration, much like many others, or even my own sisters, was to send me to one of the colleges in Bhubaneswar or Cuttack. My sisters went to study at OUAT, other went to Ravenshaw. So there was a set plan. I tried to do something else. I said, I'm the youngest of the lot. The elder three siblings have followed the standard procedure, so I can be the rebel. So I asked them to let me be an entrepreneur. For an Odia mom, the first question was, what will your biodata say? How will you get married? I told her that we will figure that out when time gets there. And she loved me too much to deny what my dreams were. And that sort of led me right after my 12th grade to want to be an entrepreneur. There's a popular American entrepreneur called Peter Thiel, who I first watched on a movie at the Social Network movie. And I thought to myself, I don't think anybody else will give me capital as a 12th grader. But this person and this gentleman looks like one who may. As a young kid, you're naive, right? You don't have understanding of what is possible and what is not. You think everything is possible. You don't have any limitations. So next time I went to the cyber cafe, our younger friends would not know what a cyber cafe is because it is not required anymore. But back in the day, there used to be these little shops where you can spend 10 or 15 cents an hour and use internet. I applied for the Thiel Fellowship, which was started by him. He gives $100,000 to 20 people under the age of 20. Acceptance rates lower than Ivy Leagues, but the only condition is you have to stop out of college. I thought it's great. You get paid not to go to university. It's on a lighter note. Please, I get sometimes hate emails from some parents saying, why are you asking our children to drop out? I do not believe in dropping out. I just believe that university should not stop one from education. Education can be pursued in many forms. University is just one of those forms. I tried to learn by being on the ground and building my enterprise. I'm sure others learned in their own different ways, whatever manner they can create. That, of course, changed my life. The year and a half in the Bay Area, first time in my life got into a flight. First time got a passport made. And mothers are made special. I did not have a passport. I got an invite saying your top 40 candidates, we're sending you tickets and we're sending you a visa invitation. Mothers are made special. My mother went to the Bhubaneswar passport office and said she would not leave until she got a passport for me. She did not have any perspective of due process or forms, and she couldn't care less about it. And rightfully so, I got the passport at the end of it. So only she could do something like that. That 1.5 years taught me one thing. And if there is one thing you take away from this discussion today, that would be the cost of thinking big is zero. Thinking is free. There's no cost to it. I was brought up constantly being told that whenever you have to dream, you should look at your resources before you dream. And the Bay Area taught me that you don't have to have resources to think. And how I learned is all 20 of us fellows used to live in a hacker house. The other bunkmate friends of mine were people like founders of Figma. Figma is a design app, which has done extremely well. And we were all teenagers at that point of time. So none of us knew that our enterprise will become very large or successful. But when we used to talk to each other, we found that one thing was common: aspiration and dream. And we thought that that will keep us in good stead. It has over the many years. So I think that's the first thing, which is thinking big is free of cost. So if you are thinking anyway, might as well think big. The second is being, and this is sort of what I've learned after the many years, is that, and I'm still very early in my journey, when you're running a large enterprise, big brains are very important. You know what's more important? A bigger heart. And being born and brought up in Odisha brings one thing always, which I think I value the most, which is Odisha teaches like decency, like no other place on earth. Right? As you know, our culture in Rayagada is very, I would say, our version of cosmopolitan, because it's right at the borders of Andhra Pradesh. So you have Telugu culture, Odia culture, and because there is so much trade, there's also people from Bihar, Jharkhand, etc. who come by. Now, given all of that, as a young kid, for the first time, my mother listened to me using the word "bay" for the first time. Right? The sutai I had that evening, I remember that forever. And today, even saying this as an example again, sends shiver down my whole body. Right? The culture allowed you to, or required you to touch the feet of every elder, no exceptions. Thakura was remembered before every meal. every journey without exception. This has stayed with me all my life. People often ask me on Shark Tank, is this for real, the way you appear on the television? Are you like that? And I think it is understandable. But for people here, this is not a secret. I do not come from a big city where politeness could be an option. I come from Odisha, where respect is not an option. It is, frankly, something that your parents raise you with. Now, one other thing I heard from many people I was meeting this morning, that do we ODIs think about entrepreneurship and business naturally or not? And there's a long perception that we do not. I disagree. Long before anyone had even said the word startup, our Utkala Gaurava, someone who we all very, with fondness call Madhu Babu, he showed us a way. He was a barrister, now we call a lawyer, who became Odisha's possibly first true entrepreneur. Most of you wouldn't know this. He set up a company called Utkal Tannery. And in that prospect, he constantly remembered one thing, that the pursuit of enterprise is more important than success of the enterprise. You could win or you can fail, doesn't matter. But you should pursue entrepreneurship. He believed ODIs must not only serve industries, we should own the industry itself. That will only happen, the ownership will happen if we start, hence startup. 100 years ago, possibly more, he dreamed of an Odisha that makes, that builds, and that trades with the world. Of course, when we launched our business in Indonesia, I remembered about Bali Jatra and everything about trade that signifies. And every time I start building, and I'm in a room where there are people who are building tens of billions of companies or hundreds of billions of companies, and I have a sense of inferiority complex, I remember this, that we started entrepreneurship a century ago, so I should have no reason to feel inferior. And that gives me a lot of confidence and courage. About our business, I thought I should share. A lot of you may think that our company is those little red dots that you see in Bhubaneswar or in Berhampur and so on. Of course, our company Oyo does that for sure. But today it is far more than that. Only a fifth of our business comes from our Oyo brand. More than half of our business comes from here in the United States. I spend majority of my time, almost 10 to 15 days a month, here in the US, going to different cities. I listen to friends from Greenville, who I was telling we have quite a few hotels, and you can't miss our very popular 6 sign across the US. We today franchise, manage, or own over 2,300 hotels across the United States. And counting. And in a lot of ways, it's helping America truly realize its American dream. When there is a data center built in Virginia, when Samsung invests in Austin, when a new gas station is being built, or an oil refinery is being built, people need, or when SpaceX moved to Texas, they all needed housing. We are the people who arranged for them not to have housing for a week or a month, but for years altogether. And US remains a tough housing market, as you all know. But not just this. In Europe, we manage over 100,000 vacation homes. So when you travel to south of France, to Italy, or to Northern Europe in Scandinavia, chances are you're staying at one of our houses or apartments with brands like Belvilla, Dan Center, and various others. The reason I say this to you is to remind that this juggernaut, another Odia word, started by somebody who just thought that they can pursue an aspiration, no resources, but there were enough people to want to support them. And there have been Odias, I must acknowledge them, who have supported me in many ways. One of my earliest hotel owners was an Odia. The colleague who's my business partner, who's grown this business together with me, Rakesh Prushti, is also an Odia. Some of my most prominent investors are Odias. And some of my most prominent board members and stakeholders are Odias. The reason I say this is There is another perception that when an Odia succeeds, others, instead of helping them, ask questions about them. That's partly true, but partly untrue. The reason I say this is to tell you that there are many people who helped me. So next time on, when you hear another Odia boy starting a company or girl starting a company, I'd encourage you the same way as you bless them when they have a child as a baby shower. Please make the time to just show up and invest in them, partly because of business, but partly because somebody just made the attempt to try. Now, in that, I have an idea. I will skip to that. I had 2 ideas, in fact. To the young people here, I have one ask. As you dream big, whenever you need help, please call members of the community and myself certainly, in whatever manner possible. And in that, I don't want to just make ideas and recommendations. I want to also make some commitments. So let me share those 2 ideas that I want to build with OSA, not announce yet. The first is, I think we should consider starting an Odia Founders Fund. Okay. Capital for entrepreneurs of Odia origin, building in India or America or Europe, does not matter. I will put my money where my mouth is. I am prepared to personally be one of the early anchors of this fund. Right. But there is one condition. And I'll say this with a smile. Like the American presidency, there is an eligibility criteria. The eligibility requires either the founder or the founder's parents to be naturally born in Odisha, our soil, our founders. And US does it with very simple clarity. We should do that ourselves. The second, and this is inspired by Nagesh Bhai's idea, we will be also happy to arrange for Americans here to be introduced, or rather among yourselves, get access to very attractive hotel deals. Should you all be open to consider setting up a fund among yourselves for ownership of hotels and extended stay properties, not just for commercial gain, but also the K1 tax efficiency, which means especially for folks living in New York and California, this can be of great help for you in your own taxation. I'm not a tax advisor, but your advisors can explain that to you better. These are ideas I brought. These are not offer documents. I will invest with you in both of these funds. But in many ways, I have always learned and believed in what airlines tell you when they're flying. First, take care of your oxygen before you help someone beside you. We have to become wealthy ourselves if we have to be able to support others. And we live in the land of capitalism, so we have to stop being embarrassed about wanting to be wealth-oriented. And you can take the wealth and return 99.9% of it to our communities back home, which is eventually my goal. My goal is to return everything I'll make. So the intent is not to grow resources, but it is to grow resources so you have control over those resources to pursue our dreams versus other way around. Of course, I think this journey will not be easy for any one of you who either starts companies or supports companies. You will make mistakes. I made mistakes. We grew too fast in places sometimes. The pandemic almost broke our back. Many people thought we won't survive the COVID. If anyone tells you success is smooth, please remind them every overnight success is at least a 10-year-old story, if not longer. I had situations where one of our relatives, I won't say which one, during COVID, when there were bad news about our company saying that the business is losing money, it will have troubles, they took printouts of these articles, specially highlighted the regions like those. And because my mom wouldn't use mobiles then, now she's actually become very good in WhatsApp. but at that point of time, they couriered that article to my home, right? And my mom, she called me to ask, do you need pocket money? And I said, Mom, I think the problem is not as dire as that. I think the debate is whether the return on capital employed will be good or not. The debate is not whether I have enough money to survive the next day. But it's nice of her that she thought that way. And these things will be order of the day. We have to be prepared for it. It's not all glory and happy and you show up on television and you raise billions of dollars. My parents' neighbors were the most confused about them, because the news articles would say that our company is raising billions of dollars. It would come in Sambado. I know that the family with Sambado is also around here somewhere. Now, the money comes to the company, not to me personally, right? There's a small distinction there. So our neighbors would constantly think our parents are trying to hide their capital, hide the wealth. And they would call me saying, all our neighbors are saying you've become very wealthy, but when we come to see you, you're living like in a very dire situation or just about all right. We can't figure how it's working. And I keep telling them that when you're an entrepreneur, your money is the first in and last out. It's a company that's becoming wealthy, not yourself. Of course, your own wealth is also improving, and now that has translated to some cash. So now she gets that it translates over time. But these are questions that we have to be prepared as a part of our journey, because the first time we're building entrepreneurship, our next generation won't have these problems once one of our generation does this. Okay, and of course, I think I want to share that after all those challenges, now that we've had 12, 15 quarters of profit, I sleep better. So the other suggestion I have is, if you, as quickly as you can, please be profitable as well. Don't let that compromise your ambition, but still do pursue that. Okay, so as I come to my concluding remarks, as you look around the room, you all have built lives, professional success, or business success in a new country with almost no support from back home, keeping Odisha alive in yourself, in the language, in the food. And I must tell that I will show up to more of your houses. Some of you offered me to come see you when I'm in DC, in Greenville. You should know what you're signing up for, because I will take you up on it, right? The Rasoala, of course, Junti in your house, the festivals, everything together. And of course, specifically on the Rasola, there are a few things worth fighting Bengal for, despite my belief that they're doing extremely well and they are probably most closest to us in the country than many other places. Your children are all growing American and Odia at the same time. And that's a combination that deserves a Netflix show of itself. But I do think that's not a contradiction. It's a gift. It's a gift that Odisha is no longer a place in the map alone. It's a family spread around the world. It's a family that I have met in Denmark, in Southeast Asia, and here in the US. And when I say family, I mean it fully. I've already been introduced between this morning and last night, who have told me that they have a Mosa or Mosi who knows my dad or mother. I'm proud to be a small part of that community and engagement. Thank you so much. Let's come together and build a community and hopefully a family that can be proud of what we build together in times to come. Namaskar, Bande Utkal Janani, Jai Jagannath.
Now I will invite Suchismita Swai, the co-convener, for a few words.
Good morning, everyone. As a co-convener, let me take a little moment here to thank Mr. Agarwal for his encouraging speech. We all know how he has inspired us and made us proud as Odia. I have a reflection from him that he has shared in many platforms, and I think that's something I connected the most. I will just let it speak it out here. Success isn't about how high you climb, it's about how firmly you stay rooted. I believe this is your mother's wisdom, and you truly believe in it. This has been one of my touching moments until now, and today I will proudly walk out of this room with a speech that I completely resonated. Think big, it doesn't cost you money. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Agarwal, for making us proud as Odia again. May I now take a moment to invite our next speaker, Mr. Chida Khatua, a person with immense years of experience in AI and machine learning. It will be our honor to have him on the stage, inspiring us and our next generation take it to the next stage. May I have Mr. Khatua here, please?
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मते इनवाइट करिया पे really inspiring talk by Ritesh. Really proud of you. ମୋ ମନେ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଟାଇମ୍ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଦେଖିଲି ଓୟୋ ଯାଉଥିଲି I think either Visakhapatnam or Las Vegas, one of the I can't remember. The Oyo logo stick out to me. I said, okay, this looks like Lord Jagannath, right? That kind of perception can only come from somebody who truly Odia by heart, right? I don't know, that was intentionally whatever. Yeah, it is. जो कथा कहलो जे Odia by nature, that we were far from being an entrepreneur, that is absolutely not true, right? आमर जेनेरेशन ही आम कहते कौन बोईत धरिकी आम जाऊले ना हाँ तेणु आम आमर बैकग्राउंड इटसेल्फ वी हैव केम आउट टू थिंक लाइक व्हाट इज आउट देयर. I think that the most I think that the college dropouts कथा छाड़ा कि education छाड़ा we have a nature to be curious. I think the curiosity is much more important. Being an entrepreneur, I became late entrepreneur. Enterprise both काम करले. Actually, right now I'm both teaching. पढ़ाई UC Berkeley रे पढ़ाई. At the same time, I'm an entrepreneur. Our nature to be curious, I think that is what drives us, right? And being an entrepreneur is not about motivation, by the way. It's about persistence. Like many people are motivated, but if you are persistent after the failures, right, and you are continuously driving yourself, I think that's what the success makes happen. Like that's how you can succeed. Mote invite okay, what I'm going to talk about. My background AI, so I thought I'll bring AI because right now, actually, just last couple of weeks ago, I invited the MBA students to Haas School of Business, the Berkeley. And the first thing they asked, okay, hey, we are going to get into the school for 2 years. What's going to happen after we graduate? What's going to happen to us? I think there's the same common question almost everybody is asking, right? Because there is a dramatic shift happening. And I think we have to know why. And what is coming, and how we can be better suited ourselves to take to the next step. So, essentially say it cover karibi. At the same time, I really want to thank all this business forum and inviting Ritesh and me and to talk about it. If you can go to the next page. So, coming back to the AI revolution, which is happening, by the way. Just got the kali hi gote paduthili gote article that right now when you do this like there are many companies you already know, Claude, Gemini, OpenAI, they are working on developing better and better models. And right now they have a benchmark, like how do you measure which models is better? Those benchmark itself, the AI system is trying to cheat. It is trying to fake itself so that it's posing itself because we are better than it's supposed to be, right? So there is certain amount of changes that is happening. I think we should be aware of it. Amara, over a period of time, the economy changes, our landscape changes. Think about 1900, right? US katha kauchi, 40% of the population, 4 out of 10 people were working in farms, right? Right now, 1%, 1 in 100, right? And so that does mean that we came through agrarian economy to industrial economy to information economy, right now the AI, right? And things are going to be changing no matter what. If you can go to the next one, like that. Oh, there you go. So before our main wealth was land, right? People who own more land, right? I'm talking about 1800, 1900, even in Odisha probably till 1950. People who have more land, they are more wealthy, right? Then people who are more muscle power, they become wealthy. And right now, like actually, right, also the latter that who has more information, right? The company who have become big, right? Google and all, they capture more information, they become big. And the next thing is the information is not going to be the currency anymore. It is the ability to reason, right? The biggest change that happened in AI is the ability to reason. That is the breakthrough that happened. I don't know if you are paying attention. It's not the models that we built. Actually, right after I finished my management, I started experimenting. How do I capture all the new data points from market data, news data, before even the ChatGPT? I launched the company Quantum State IQBot Inc. We became the first in the industry in the world to launch a AI-based fund. There's a great opportunity. Like Bloomberg and all those guys called me. They said, okay, we're talking about how you can change the financial industry. But that was just a precursor. Right now, with the ability to think, it changes the whole landscape, right? So what happened is, when machines can think, the expertise or the knowledge becomes cheap, right? It's not the information anymore. Is that we spend years getting the knowledge, getting the expertise. That is right now free, almost free. It is going to the level. It's going to the level that you don't need to go to a doctor. You can ask some questions, right? You don't need to go to a lawyer. You can ask this question, and it is almost free to you. You can use Claude. You can use Gemini. You can use OpenAI, Grok. There's so many competing solutions out there, right? Then what is left for us to do? Because you don't need an engineer. You don't need right now the companies can be run by one person. That's called single founder company. The one doctor can run. One engineer can run a company, engineering company, right? So what is left? I think that becomes worrying for many people, right? Even 2026, we are seeing that shift. Like many companies are laying off people, right? And I know some of my friends got laid off. Like they were reaching out, okay, what should I do next, right? So at every stage, when it happens, the landscape moved, right? So, like for example, when agrarian to industrial happens, many people moved from agrarian to join the factories, right? And then IT came. The engineers become much more important. Actually, when the automation came, engineer becomes much more important. Then when IT came, the software engineer becomes much more important, right? Right now, who will be more? Which job is more important, right? I think that's what we are asking all the time. Like many people are trying to figure out, okay, well, I'm going to get into the school right now. What should I do next? Expertise zero, as I said, right? And the knowledge. So what's going to happen is that the knowledge is like when the electricity happened, like 1900, right? People went to see electricity, how the electricity really is lighting up a bulb, right? And right now, you just flip a switch, you forget about, okay, there is electricity even exists, right? It's just part of the life. The same thing is going to happen. We are not going to look for like, oh my God, there's a miracle happening, that machine can answer my question, that will be part of life, right? We will, like, it will be like electricity. Knowledge is available to everybody, right? So how we utilize it then becomes much more powerful. So what is going to happen is, first of all, we have to ask, okay, is it going to replace us? The way I see is, it's not the knowledge itself that going to replace us. It is the how you're going to utilize it that changes. The things that are much more important is which is more human to ourselves, right? About caring, about judgment, about thinking about what is the trust means, right? Those becomes much more valuable. Right now, if you think about right now, like all the big companies, they're almost cutting down like 20-30% of the workforce. One person can do like much more development right now. Like that the economics is that's kind of driving that economics behind who should we keep versus who should we let it go, right? Probably I should have made the thing that really you can't think it through is like people who are nuts, right? People are plumber or the counselor, the advisors, right? Those kind of jobs, you cannot simply say that, oh, I'll just apply expertise and I'll get by through, right? You still need that somebody is caring for you. You still need somebody who can say that, okay, if I'm suffering from something, somebody will sign off on it. Yeah, this is the right medication I'm giving it to you, or this is the right procedure I'm going to give it to you, right? I think those things, think about like those kind of things will be still valid. And at the same time, they become much more efficient. Right now, a doctor can probably do more. Like same thing, like a lawyer can do more, right? So people, the companies who can provide that ability to make them do more are going to be much more dominant. It is not the companies like they are laying the foundation, but the industries who are going to using those capabilities and supercharge themselves. They are going to be much more powerful. And that is what right now the future is not like the AI company itself, but the business who are going to supercharge by AI. And the same thing also going to happen in not only the industry, also in the policy making, in the government space. The few weeks ago, the chief secretary Anu Gar came by and to California. They came by and meet us, like, and the things that they talked about, Odisha government itself is investing heavily on it, right? And they are opening up many different avenues to work directly with the government. I think we here in the no matter where you are, like if you are working in the technology space, I think we should be aware of it and see that if it's something you can connect back to Odisha and help in that way also, that is amazing. Like right now, there are many different initiatives that Odisha government is doing there. By the way, there's one thing that Ms. Anuga said, I kind of struck me. They had this, Odisha had this slogan, India's best kept secret, right? They're saying that it's not a secret anymore. We are going to go out there and we're going to put ourselves in front of everybody else, right? It is India's pride. India is going to announce it all in every possible forum. The Odisha government right now, they have this program where they'll make the computing power available to you if you are trying to build something for Odisha government. I think that the other things that this amazing initiative, right? So we should be all thinking about the thing that we can really bring it back to Odisha and utilize, like the way Nagesh said. By the way, Nagesh is we both studied together. We will go way back. I myself also I'm already engaged in the Odisha government to bring certain technology back to the Odisha, specifically in the government sectors, about how we can improve their management system, human resource management system, their litigation management system. There are certain things that we are already working on that. Same thing Same thing in every possible sector, like think about the areas that we are going to supercharge, like in the healthcare sector, in the finance sector. So what I did after Quantum State, I founded this company, Temporal Dynamics, which essentially is going to be laying down the foundation where you can supercharge those businesses. You can create new businesses. So this is a business that creates new businesses right now. So like, for example, we have created a company called Civics Hub, where if you want to, like if you're a senior, you want to get, understand how do I get all the benefit, how do I stay out of all those financial frauds. So you can, this is a platform that auto-created out of our Temporal Dynamics. Similarly, there's another platform we are providing to, like we just created the Healing Tourist, which essentially supercharge the doctors, where you can go and ask any kind of second opinion questions to the doctors, and you can get instant answers from them. And also, not only that, it can create the whole treatment package for you. So going forward, the way path forward, what I was thinking is, we can't be just simply say that, oh, there is not going to be a job, right? The type of jobs are going to change, right? You just have to figure out what is the expertise that you can integrate with the AI. Right now, all of us has to be somewhat AI fluent. The moment we think that, okay, yeah, the AI is out there and let it do its job, then we'll be falling behind. All of us start engaging with whatever the different, actually, there are many solutions out there that you either knowingly or unknowingly you're already using it. So try to be AI fluent on every aspect, like all the areas that you are already been working on, right? So that will help you to be better at your job, right? And we should be thinking that same way for every aspects of our other things, like every aspect of how we can bring it back to Odisha, and how we can use AI to either to our space of government and any kind of other industries, how we can make it much more powerful for all of us, right? I think that's yeah. So the way first of all, we have the capability. We are entrepreneurs, and there are technology out there, right? Right now, to think about how we can integrate both the technology and our expertise and our belief in ourselves to make it move forward. I'll leave it to that. And who is, yeah. Is there somebody there coming next?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you, Mr. Khatua, for your insightful presentation. Next is Musa, Buddha Musa. He is a globally recognized scientist, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and visionary leader. He has advanced probiotic research, healthcare, education, and community development across India, the United States, and beyond. Please come up the stage.
Very nice take. পড়ে citation. I will talk, yes, I will. I will.
Just stay there.
Okay. The question comes right now in front of me. First question. Anybody knows C.H. Robbins? Anybody knows C.H. Robbins? Question number you. I come from Minneapolis. C.H. Robbins is the biggest trucking company. They didn't have a truck. And then you saw, and one person should know, that is called Okyo. Okyo, you should know. Then there was another thing you should know, and the biggest taxi company is based on this principle, and they don't have a taxi, that is called Uber, then called Lyft, then your company. So the question comes future, it is not what is there. I saw probiotics was a drug for pigs. It can cure E. coli infection. It can cure E. coli infection. Pigs are monogastric, they have one stomach. If it can work for pigs, it can work for human. With that promise, I left the most lucrative job in South Dakota state. I was the first person, first Indian, first foreigner to hold the job called Food and Drug Director position. And when I stated to people that I am going to start a company, now what? Now probiotic company you are going to start. Now what is probiotics? Even doctors did not know what is probiotics. Because I didn't give up. I thought one thing, if it can be drug for pigs, it can be drug for human. With that promise, I started. The job was I had director of food and drug. Being a food and drug director, it is a highly prestigious job. Prestigious job, most powerful job. But I gave up that one with the promise we can do it. My first right-hand person is Okyo Ponda. Stand up, please. My goal was, I can do only something. Then I found Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic has been hiring doctors and paying them $35,000. Usually, doctors get about $200,000. What they do? They hire them as called medical researcher. I said, if who can do it, I can do it. What? When I talked to my lawyer said, you can do it. Why? They are big. I said, big does not mean the principle. The principle is getting the right people and to do a right job. So I did not hire doctors. I hired the pharmacist. I bought four pharmacists. I hired, and they came with their talent, with their qualification. They met all the FDA requirements. Today, out of 4, 2 are multi-millionaire. Multi-millionaire. And they get about 50,000-60,000 rupees back in India. Now they are multi-millionaire. So what question comes? It is not the leader you do. How you can make more leaders, more people, they will be like you. Say, I learned from C.H. Robbins, if it can be done, it is done here. And the project right now for him, if you are not here doing this, you can do it here in America. Again, whatever little I know, I can guide. Okay, coming back to the surprising story behind probiotics. You have to just know, again, listen one thing, it's coming out, few guys are going to speak. So for many, it may not be a news or challenge. For many, answer is yes. If I can do it, you can do it. I did for this one. They said, Dr. Das, what you are doing next? I sold my company because they said one Dr. Das cannot do anymore. You need 10. You are dealing with Pfizer, Merck. Those kind of companies are trying to buy you. How can you do it? So I understood one clinical trial takes about $300,000. $300,000, one clinical trial. One, if you are try for one, and for children, for different places, if you do, what are you going to do? Do we have that kind of money? We didn't. And finally, I decided to take a equity partner. They took 80%. My team kept 20%. 20%. I have to sell. I sold my company. I don't own probiotic company. But people like to see what is next going on. What is next going on? Next is called at IIT Bhubaneswar. Because IIT Bhubaneswar is not under the control of Odisha state or government. It is a private. Because I cannot compete against my own competition, my company. So I started doing research. With the research we have right now, new 7 projects are going on. We have 2 patents already there. If somebody can take it and sell it, they can do it. But I am not going to compete against my company, the I sold. So this is called future, remember. Today, 85% people know what is called probiotics. When I started, only 5% people knew. So market was 10 million. Today market is 100 billion, close to $100 billion market. So the point is idea or vision or imagination, whatever you like to have, make sure you have it in such a way it has got a future. You saw today, you saw AI. Anybody knew it is going to come? It came. Now there is somebody here, my friend, Manjit Misra, who was the professor, who was the director at Iowa State University. So he was there as a head of the research. And under the last government, he retired, but he's here. He has come here to have new idea. And let us do something in agriculture. So agriculture side, he is going to talk about it, and you have to listen to him. So the point is right now, those who know already, please do this way. Those who like to stay, if it can be done, as I say, okay, it can be done probiotic part, it can be done many such things people can do, just like AI was not there, today AI here. What I heard, trucking was handled by C.H. Robbins, it is without truck. And now Uber and Lyft, they are having the big taxi company without that one. What I have, plan giving to you. If you like to have a first question, Dr. Das, what do you have in mind for a hospital? Hospital should run without ambulance. Now what? They should not own ambulance. Ambulance will be owned by company like Uber, Lyft, and your company. So this idea, how we can use the idea for the benefit. Same thing, question comes, the future is great for AI, future is great for many other things. And again, I am not actively involved, people can say, and my calling hospital was 100% owned by me. Now I am the majority, but I still minority, still chairman, still controlling the hospital business part. But what I'm trying to say, please, we are in my own way, we are resources And then guys are speaking, their speaking is the beginning. Listen to them, not today, tomorrow, and in future. With that, I'd like to thank you. Please read it. Yeah. Please read it for me.
Yeah. Actually, Musa wants to read it for him. He's saying, your belief become your thoughts becomes your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. Mahatma Gandhi.
Thank you, Musa. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Manjit Mishra, a distinguished food and agricultural leader and a global thinker with decades of experience in teaching, research, international development, and strategic leadership. Can you please come up on the stage?
ପଛରେ ଶୁଣି ପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ତ? So do I have the slide? Can you move it for me, bhai, or should I?
And give the clicker.
Oh, I see. Okay. Got it. Acha, first of all, I want to. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଶୁଣି ପାରୁଛନ୍ତି? Before I give the talk, I want to first thank you. Thank you to the organizers of this convention. You know, they are the unsung heroes. Sometimes we forget. Anjan Bhai, Suchi, and all others. I have met many of you, and I want to say a heartfelt thank you. And of course, my thanks to Sitikanta Bhaina. He has been an inspiration to me and inspiration to many of us. So what I want to talk about today, global leaders in agricultural development, full form GLAD Academy. And you should be glad to know about it. Just joking. We need to have some fun. So this is a very different idea. You know, the question, Sitikanta Bhaina started with a question. Let me start with another question. Where would the next generation of Ritesh Agarwal, of Mr. Khatua, where would the next generation of leaders come from? So that is actually from OSA. That's good. So this is the question we are asking in food and agriculture. And before I talk about what we are doing, I want to talk a little bit about food. Food is something we all eat every day, hopefully 3 times a day. Food is just not for energy. Food is very intertwined with health. If you eat good food, then you need only small amount of medicine. If you do not eat good food, you will need lots of medicine. That is the role of food, which is, so food is medicine. In fact, I made a movie, Seed is Medicine. I'm a seed scientist. Let food be thy medicine. So that's the role of food. There is another role, you know, in many families, in many countries, who eats the last? The women, the children. In Africa, for example, and in India, that's the culture. And you know, when a child does not eat, that child does not learn. Just think of that. In many countries in Africa, Children go to school to eat a meal. That's where they get their meal. So food has a lot of these good, significant roles. So what we are trying to do is, if you look at the greatest challenge our planet is facing, is that we have to feed 9.7 billion people by 2050. Right now, there are over 900 million people that are hungry or malnourished. That is the grand challenge we are facing. How do we meet this challenge? That's the need. Every entrepreneur must find the need and meet it cost effectively. That is entrepreneurship. So, and not only you have to meet the food need, but nutrition. That is something we often don't think about. It's not having enough food, but having good food. If not about producing food for today, but sustainably for future. So that's what GLAD Academy is going to do. The goal of GLAD Academy is to develop leaders. Allow me to tell you this, that I have been in education for 40 years, and we prepare brilliant scientists, plant breeders, agronomists, agricultural engineers. I am myself as an agricultural engineer, so I can criticize myself. See, plant pathologist, Dr. Borlaug, the World Food Prize person, was a plant pathologist. They are beautiful, brilliant scientists. But we are not teaching our students to be leaders. What's the difference? The scientists think of silos. They think in their own domain. They do not think of interdisciplinary collaboration. They can't even talk the language. An agronomist does not talk to the economist, does not know how to talk to. So they are in their silos. Second thing, they are not entrepreneurs. I think instead of trying to look for a job, after education, they should be creating jobs. That's what entrepreneurship is all about. I was fortunate to start up a small company, startup company myself, and I had to divest it. It was very successful when I took the job at the federal government. But the goal of GLAD Academy is to build leaders in food and agriculture, to inspire young people. Young people are the future generation. How do we inspire, inform, and build this workforce? That's what GLAD Academy is about. So we will do this in a very cost-effective way by, just like the Harvard School does, an executive business management program. It's very similar in food and agriculture. It's going to be an 8-week program. The first one is going to be a 6-week asynchronous online platform. And there we are going to teach leadership. What is leadership? It's ability to communicate. Leaders can communicate. Scientists have a lot of trouble communicating. They talk about statistics. You know, by the time a scientist has given a talk, many people say, what did he say? But I think one of our chief speakers said, it has to be from the heart. See, communication, most scientists do from the mind. It's a mental activity for them. How do we communicate? When you spoke, many people could feel it in their heart. That is where the communication occurs. So how do we teach them to communicate? Not just about what they are doing in their little area, but how does it impact a woman, a child, the society, the humanity, the big picture? That's what we really need to communicate. They don't have critical thinking. You talked about AI. is really about reasoning, about critical thinking. Let me tell you a story. I love telling stories. In old days in India, we had, students go to the teachers and stayed with the teachers, Gurukul, and learned. So this king takes his son to the teacher and said, I would like my son to learn from you. So the teacher said, sure, sure. We will not only teach him how to think, but what to think. Obviously, the king didn't take that teacher and found somebody else. But how to think ethically. One thing that we are going to teach the leadership, we have 6 modules. One of the module is ethics, business ethics. That is so important. Not just doing it well, but doing right things, the right way to benefit the society. And then they will come, this is a global consortium. We have 6 universities I have formed in the US. These are the universities, very prominent universities. Then we have, in addition to, let me digress a little bit before I show you the formation of the GLAD Academy. We have a bold vision. I think one of you said, think big or go home. We don't want to go home. We want to think big. And the big picture is this. We want to develop 1,000 leaders in the world in 5 years in food and agriculture. That's a tall order. 200 leaders from all over the world. And I will talk about, we have operations in Africa, in Latin America, India, we have targeted 200 out of 1,000. So we have every continent will have a hub. We have that formation. And then this 1,000 global leaders, they will each have a project. After they learn the leadership theory, they have to actualize it with a real world experience. Choose a project, do it. Use the leadership principle and values that we have imparted to them. Now, the last part that you see here, the bullet, is really, really important. These are quantitative things, 1,000, 200. These are outcomes, the outputs. But what is the outcome? The lasting impact. That is going to be the network, the community of learners and leaders. Leader must be willing to learn. So it has to be a community of those 1,000. They will be talking with each other, talking about policies and regulations. How can we feed the world sustainably? So these are the domestic partners. You see those universities, Florida, Iowa State, University of Maryland, University of Tennessee, and so on. But these non-academic partners, let me see, is there a pointer? I don't know how to work this. Okay. The non-academic institutions and the international institutions. The non-academic institutions are the World Food Prize. Every fellow, the GLAD Academy fellow, will attend the World Food Prize and receive the prestigious certificate at the World Food Prize. Then we have the Association of Public Land Grant Universities. This is the association of 100 universities that are going to be our partner. In the international partners, we have RICA in Rwanda. That's the Africa hub. We have in India, the ICAR. And I think we are looking for an university in Odisha. Because Odisha, I think, we talked about giving back to Odisha. So there should be an university in Odisha that will be partner. Then we have, I don't want to read these things, but there is in the Latin America, it will be AICA. AICA is the consortium of 34 countries. I have been to many of these countries myself, and we have that network, so we are able to do this. So here is the formation of GLAD Academy, consortium of US universities, World Food Prize and APLU, Africa partner, Asia partner, Latin America, Southeast Asia, and Caribbeans. So I'm not going to go into very much into this, but basically what we are looking for is folks to join the movement, help us, be a GLAD leader. You have all maybe, your children, your students, recommend to them to consider the GLAD Academy, be a leader, sponsor a GLAD leader. And if you do, then this becomes why invest in GLAD. We are looking for high leverage, measurable real impact. And I think if you are a private sector, this is about public and private sector partnership. If you are a private sector, then your reputation as a visionary and committed corporate individual will enhance the brand value and public trust. So that is why I think this investment is in people, not in programs. People that will develop programs. So I just want to say that this will be a lasting and a legacy of change. So I hope you consider it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. Right. They have to be a senior at a university in their last year of college. Actually, college, don't want to use the word university. They have to be senior. In US, they call it senior, but it's the last year is what. And then they have to have curiosity. I think one of our chief speaker talked about having curiosity. They need to have academics, but that is not the sole criteria. They have to have desire to lead. So we have developed a process, application, a portal, so that every application comes to the same portal. They will write an essay why they want to be part of GLAD Academy. And there will be evaluations, and then we will invite them to be part of the GLAD Academy. So the vision is this. Maybe 10 years from now, people will look back and say that the Odia Society of Americas invested in the future. Invested in the future so that the next generation of food and agricultural leaders will change. They will be the change makers. They will change the entire food system and change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manjit Mishra. Now, next in line is Mr. Chandan Pandey. He is a leader in data science and digital transformation. He is the founder and CEO of ICN Analytics and managing director of Lancet Software India with over 25 years of leadership experience. Please come up on the stage.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm Chandan. First, I would like to thank Anjan and team for this arrangement. This is amazing to come, and I'm like waiting for the pita competition, which is going on at 3 o'clock. So I will be a little bit off because I'm thinking of food. So today we are going to talk about one of the products we have been working on. It's called X-Falcon. And it will feel very IT because I am one of those IT kids who went to engineering school, did his MCA, came to US during Y2K era, and all my life I have worked in IT. So this will be very IT focused. Okay. Next. Okay, who we are. Two companies, ICN Analytics and Lancet Software India. ICN is based out of New Jersey. Lancet Software was a company which I started in partnership with another company in 2010. It's headquartered in Bangalore. And 3 years back, I finally, a childhood dream of mine, I opened our office in Rourkela. I am born and brought up in Rourkela. Anjan and I have been schoolmates since like high school. We went to high school together, we went to undergrad together, we went to MCA together. We have worked in a couple of companies together, so it has been a long journey. So when he said that we are doing a business symposium, I'm like, yes, let's go. This is the time to talk about what we have been doing. One of the things about Rourkela office is the first software company in Rourkela. When we were opening, we went to school in Talcher, IGIT Talcher. And one of the biggest thing was like, oh, if you are opening an office in Rourkela, student will consider Bhubaneswar. I already have an office in Bangalore. I don't need another big center where people are like, you have multiple companies there. When you think about Rourkela, you don't even have a proper airport yet. We can still go to Jharsuguda and take a flight, but we are still coming around. But all the engineering colleges, like all the good talent, it's right there. And in last 3 years, we have already moved twice because we are hiring. And we have a talent hub where we basically bring in guys, we train them on business intelligence and AI now, and then employ. So that gives us a big leverage on cost. Still, like you like it or not, Rourkela is 1/4 the cost of Bangalore. So that has been working great. Okay, so let's talk about business intelligence. So that's a part of AI which works with data. And there are multiple tools in market. Like we have been doing reporting using, you guys must have heard Power BI, Tableau, MicroStrategy. These are big tools. And we have spent, I've spent over 30 years working in different BI industry. What we started doing was like taking all the learnings of last 30 years, we built an AI native tool. We're trying to go after a $35 billion market. And we are one of the first AI company which is starting from the native, and you can own this tool along with like any LLM working in the market. Cost is almost 75 to 90% cheaper. And we are already working in few companies because we have been working in this industry for a long time. We have a lot of customers who are using traditional tools. So we are slowly going and working with them. With that, let me show some of the demos. So one of the things when you build any AI tool, in last 1.5 years, all we have seen is like one word which was never talking in IT term was hallucination. We came to know hallucination, even everybody you talk about oh, AI hallucinates. So you don't trust it. You can ask a question, but do you really want to make a business decision based on that? We solved that problem. We tried, we have a MCP architecture, which I'll show you in a second. So the trust part, that was the first thing we tried to solve. Then with that, once you trust the numbers, once you see the data, then you can find the insights. And of course, all the delivery, all the different modes of delivery. If you are looking for a report, I want a PowerPoint done. I know most of us prepared our PowerPoint using ChatGPT or something. But what if you could actually put your company data into that PowerPoint without second guessing yourself. That's what we have tried to build. So next. What's happening? And then technical difficulties, buddy?
Next is Arun Patra, Subkanchana Patra, Damodar sir.
Do the enable editing?
તમે અજયમાંથી ପରେ તમે ટેક ઓવર કરો યાંકો મૂચી નીચે આઠ મૂચી નીચે
Onboarding a new customer data platform used to take weeks. XFalcon connects to your warehouse, discovers your schema, and samples real data in one session. It interviews you about your business, then builds the kit. Brand theme, metric definitions, query templates, a reusable analytics foundation. One approval, and XFalcon generates 12 dashboards. Executive portfolio, operations, loyalty, marketing, geography, omnichannel, against your real data. The result, an executive portal your team can actually use. Headlines, trends, channel mix, year over year, branded to you. Click any state. Drill into customers, loyalty, channels, lifetime value without writing a single line of SQL. Want to go deeper? Auto Explorer runs autonomous investigations and uncovers hidden opportunities with the data and methodology to prove them. XFalcon, from raw data to executive insight in one session.
By the way, something like this, I still have existing customers where we do this work for 6 months. So this is like, these are one of the examples which are we actually going after our own jobs? Maybe not, like we need to rediscover ourselves. And that's the path we are on.
This is XFalcon turning a quarter's worth of data into a board-ready review deck from a single request. The ask is simple: create a quarterly business review. XFalcon loads its QBR playbook, works out the latest complete quarter on its own, and connects to the live warehouse. It pulls the numbers that matter: spend, revenue, utilization, return on ad spend, by channel, region, and service line. Then it writes the story those numbers tell. Working from your data, it builds a full board-grade deck: executive summary, monthly performance, geographic distribution, risks and decisions. Every chart and every line of commentary in your visual theme. Then it checks its own work. Every figure is cross-checked against the source queries. Build 3.2 billion, utilization 97%, return on ads spend 4.01. It even catches its own formatting and cleans it up. Seconds later, a 17-slide, board-ready quarterly review opened right in PowerPoint on brand, ready to present. Quarter-end prep compressed from weeks to minutes. That's XFalcon.
Okay.
XFalcon runs as a secure AI platform on Amazon Web Services with encryption end-to-end across every zone. It starts at the XFalcon portal, a cloud-powered front end served through CloudFront and S3. Traffic is shielded by a web application firewall, encrypted in transit with TLS and at rest with AES 256. Every request authenticates through the Castor Identity Service, using short-lived tokens signed with keys held in AWS KMS. At the core is the MCP server, the platform's brain. It enforces role-based access control, dispatches tools, and writes a full audit trail, all inside a private network. Your data stays encrypted and isolated. The metadata store, your customer database, and file storage each use AES 256 with customer-managed keys, enforced SSL connections, and tenant-level isolation with row-level security. Claude provides the intelligence over an encrypted channel, and sensitive data is masked before anything is ever sent. And these controls apply everywhere: encryption in transit and at rest, automatic key rotation, row-level isolation, cloud trail auditing, and continuous threat detection. Secure by design, from edge to model. That's XFalcon.
last of the video. One of the things, like again, these things have become very important because nowadays, if you go to any company and you say like, okay, we have a product in AI, they like, everybody says, yeah, we do too. But this particular thing is what will be needed. That's where the engineers will be needed, because anybody can upload their data to ChatGPT or Claude and create an output. But what becomes important is, can you actually make it where the whole enterprise can run on it? Can everybody access it? Is it secure? Am I sending things to internet where, like, are they going to train the AI model on my data? All those pieces, that's where like the next generation of engineers needs to focus. Like that's where we are going. And building the pieces takes time, like but understanding the whole architecture, how you can make something enterprise ready, is the key. I have some pricing and all, like, again, this is not for this, but this is in the slide. We do a POC, like, which is at a very beginning level for $3,500, and we credit that towards if somebody is buying. And like I was saying, this is almost 80% like cheaper than any tool in the market right now. And this is the only AI powered tool right now you have in native. So one thing which we are doing, if you have a company, you are working and you want to try it, I try to bring like 20 keys with me. And so we will have, like, if you give me your email ID and you want to try this out, we will send you an invitation. It's by invitation only, because of course, like, it has tokens and all. So, but we will send you an invite and you can try it with your data. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandan. So it's my turn to introduce the next speaker, because Mamta has disappeared somewhere. But anyway, a very good morning to you all, and it's my absolute pleasure to introduce somebody who actually doesn't really need any introduction, but I'll try and do it anyway. Dr. Ajay Mahanti. He has a PhD in physics from the University of Maryland, and he's an internationally recognized technology executive with 35 plus years with IBM and Deloitte. And he has unbelievably more than 35 research papers and publications, and he received from the corporate recognition from IBM and Deloitte, and has also received the Global Non-Resident ODIA Award in 2017 from the President of India. Dr. Ajay Mahanti. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to acknowledge first Anjan, Suchismita, Ram for organizing this. When I came to participate, I enthusiastically supported this. And I also thank Chida Khatwa and Ritesh. They may have stepped out to come and grace this symposium with their vision, enthusiasm, and also inspirations to our next gen and other Odia society members. Odisha is no longer the best kept secret in India. They have come out loud. In the last year, Odisha has come out with the Vision 2036 document and 2047 document. And they have clear criteria, clear roadmap, how they are going to achieve a developed Odisha within the next 20 years. So by 2047, the target is that Odisha will be a $1.5 trillion economy, and by 2036, $500 billion. Let me just go to, how do I change this? Click. Okay, it's the 8th largest by land area, 11th by population, 16th by GDP. So it's roughly around 120 billion. It was like 130 because of the rupee falling, and it's now at 120. And about 5 million people outside Odisha.
you can count 1 million in Bangalore, but rest 3 to 4 million outside in Australia, New Zealand. Actually, we have not made this study. I will show you. Next slide. It's not moving.
You have to point here.
This way. Oh, sorry. Okay. The why, advantage for Odisha, everybody knows that rich in mineral resources, plenty of natural water, infrastructure. How are they going to reach that $1.5 trillion in 20 years? 480, this is a typo, it's 480 kilometers of long coastal line and skilled and highly educated manpower. This is all well known. Point it here. Oh, you have to point here. Okay, if you look at, this is a very important graph, the GDP of all, important states here. Actually, Odisha is the 16th and Maharashtra is at the top. It's roughly now $600 billion. And that's the first state to reach, I suppose, will be $1 trillion economy. Tamil Nadu actually has overtaken. This new chief minister who went to Niti Aayog recently to report. I think that Tamil Nadu will go up. Tamil Nadu is growing at 13.5%. Let's remember, Odisha was growing during 11, 12, 13 or 14 at 13.5% at that time. My association with Odisha government and also from my company IBM, we actually established the first IBM education center in Odisha during the year 2000. And from that onwards, Odisha actually prospered to many extent in the IT revolution during that period and gained quite a bit of momentum. But the execution has fallen behind other states like Andhra and Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. But at some point, they were all three equal. The Software Technology Park of India were introduced in all four states, Karnataka, Andhra, in Pune, Maharashtra, and Odisha at the same time. But we have not been able to execute properly. Plus, in my view, the non-resident ODIs actually certainly help in this regard. I'll show you why, okay? That's the whole purpose of it. And if you see that in terms of the foreign direct investment, Maharashtra actually gets the maximum. Karnataka is the next leader, and Tamil Nadu and Odisha is way, way behind right now. The only time they actually became the largest sector of foreign direct investment was during POSCO, but the POSCO deal fell out. That was like $10+ billion. So unless you attract foreign direct investment, that brings me to Ritesh's point that we have to create a corpus fund or some investment fund. The non-resident ODIs all over the world, it doesn't have to be in America, to invest in Odisha. I'll give you from my personal example. I studied with 25 students from Karnataka in University of Maryland. During those days, we came with only $8 in pocket and a scholarship. Nobody can come here, with their own money to study. And these 25 Karnataka students and also the subsequent generation of Karnataka people, they have created exactly the same fund, similar fund, to help Karnataka. They are also helping build unicorns in Bangalore, in Karnataka. So, but I am an honorary member there, an ODIA guy, because they are my friends and they have kept me there. So that makes me think, the Ritesh's idea resonated very well, and we need those funds. If I give you some comparison, Karnataka has attracted about $6 billion last quarter, and Odisha in the last year alone is about, $39 million. So the foreign direct investment is not there, and many people, many companies outside, they are not investing as much as they are doing it in 4 other states. And these non-resident Karnataka people, non-resident Maharashtrians, if you remember, they are also investing. Vibrant Gujarat actually put Modi on the map. They attracted so much investment. that Gujarat became the role model for the development of the state. So we need to help our government, like Secretary Chida actually mentioned. The chief secretary had come, and I also last time I went and I met the chief secretary and also the chief minister. And this year he was supposed to come, and Dr. Das had invited them, but unfortunately they couldn't come. Let me show you. Oh, sorry, I forget. Why is not moving? Next slide. Point here. Okay, this shows that we can reach about $1.5 trillion by 2047. Okay, I already spoke about the participation. Here is a study, curiously, this is a study made by Carnegie Foundation about how many non-resident Odias, non-resident Indians from each state they are in the US. So it's Odisha is about 0.7%. I think it's close to now 10% because this study is 2-3 years old. They have done a newer study. But roughly, I would say in the US, about 70,000 ODIs live. Okay, so that is a very, very large number, actually. So mostly, the largest number in Kerala, actually, or Maharashtra. So that number tells, that number tells me, why is not moving? It's moved? Yeah. Okay. So these are some of the NRI forums, and there is no, no global NRI or a non-resident Odia forum yet to help our state. But we can start with, OSA and also the number of people in North America. So create a platform where these Odia entrepreneurs fraternity can interact. Anjan has done a great job. This is the first year I said we put the profile of interested participants and in a booklet form. If you think about Kerala actually the non-resident Kerala forum was created in 1997, Norca. It is the oldest of all the states. Okay? And Karnataka only built it in 2008. And their non-resident Karnataka policy came out in 2015. Our policy came out only last year, NRI policy. We are all in the PVD, Pravasi Bharati Bus, in Bhubaneswar. It's the first time it was held, January 9, 2025. And many of us were here. I think Lina was the president at that time. She also came. And during that time, in fact, we actually called for the NRO policy, non-resident Odia policy, and it was created last year. You can Google and find it out. What they are really looking for from non-resident Odias who would like go and invest, form business, or mentor the entrepreneurs. So mostly they need the mentors. Okay, more than funding. Many entrepreneurs come, but they need very badly the mentorship from here and from other parts of yeah. Sure, you can ask now. It's okay.
And now you said that it is in a decline from 2010 onwards. 6 billion in Karnataka and 39 billion in Odisha. So what is the root cause of this decline?
The root cause, I will tell you, I gave you the example of Karnataka. They are NRIs from Karnataka or Bangalore. They're actively helping the government. Okay. Yes, we should help them. But sometimes, we have to work together. They didn't have NRI policy until last year, only July of 2025. How one is going to work with them? So it is now time that once they have declared you can Google the NRI forum policy for the Odisha government. They have just come out. This new government came out. And when the Navin Patnaik BJD government didn't come out with that. So like Nagesh said that Dr. P.K. Mishra came and said that we can use your ideas, not the money. But I slightly differ on that one. Okay. In Odisha's case, maybe some funding is required just to stimulate the entrepreneurs, okay, so that people will rise up in many cases. Okay, and I think Ritesh was very fortunate. He got a TL fellowship to come here, but not many entrepreneurs are so fortunate. I have interacted with. Last year, actually, Tapan invited 48 entrepreneurs to the OHA, and we actually invited all of them to come. So you can see that desperate, they are hungry for mentorship from abroad, those people who have expertise in whether it's in IT or AI. Yes.
Moreover, I have tried a lot actually. I have only became from the proposal. I had made it wanted to establish a special kind of hospital. I have so bitter experience. I have worked with top level and but so
No, that's where I think your point is well taken. I have actually gone to become Israel also, others where how we can, actually explore this part. What Nagesh actually mentioned, it's truly revealing. OSA had an AI symposium last year in artificial intelligence. Even the government was not thinking about it. So Prasanta is here and Sukanti is there. The government was really not thinking about this. We, the OSA higher education commitment, we thought about first proposing this to the government we're going to have there. Then they jumped on this idea, yes, we're going to have. So our job is to somehow, communicate with them that this is a good thing to do and it will attract more investment. Right now, I can tell you, we invited Pratish Kumar, who is an Odia guy. He's building the large language model in Odia language. He came to that conference, and Odisha government is investing 22,000 crores in developing that model. After the conference, this was 3 months after the. So Pratish is very thankful that this was all disseminated this information. And in those, he talked about it in the symposium. And after that, they have really formulated this. So we really have to keep working on it. And I think, the key lies with us in a united front, not just individually going, to the government. So we have to form that kind of committee or a platform where it will interact. That's what, Gujaratis are doing, Maharashtrians are doing, Karnataka are doing. Not that, they are much better than us. It is in our DNA for the entrepreneurs. The maritime history, everybody knows the Kalikas. They were, they were daring. If you look at the map, they were going through Burma, During that time, there was no AI or navigation system, nothing. They were going very close to the shore, all the way 3,000 miles to Indonesia and other places to trade or to Africa. Odisha is very, well suited for this. So we really have to think about the East and, stimulate that entrepreneurship spirit. We have come here, we all have, so much of knowledge and expertise and implement. Okay. Next one. Oh, I'm forgetting that. This should be. Okay, the digital directory, I talked about it. Our goal is to create 100 professionals whose profiles will go into the book next year. So that will be a digital directory. Even the directory of business people, the industrial export treasury in New York City. Somebody landed there and wants to open and want to connect with or in even Dr. Das. Okay. all these profiles will go into that direction. First step. Okay, and then if you look at Malayalis are every big city in the world. Okay, Dubai, Middle East, London, New York, you just name it, San Francisco. They are the good business professionals, right, where they can connect. Not going. Where you want to go next? I don't have to go to that. It has no customers. Okay. After building the sustainable details. Okay. This is a very good statement from Biju Patnaik. First time I met Biju Patnaik, I was in BJB college. So we were going on an excursion and the total expenditure was 80 rupees. This is my first year in college, second year. And I didn't have 80 rupees. And many of us didn't have 80 rupees. They just include train fare and food, everything is 80 rupees. So we went to see him. Somebody said that you go and see Mr. Biju. I remember, what he said. He was reading newspaper in his famous chair. And somebody pushed me inside the gate and he asked the Darwan that who is there. So there are students from BJP college. The moment he heard that we are 20 of us, 1600 rupees, he says, give them the money, give them good breakfast, let them go and see the world. This is what he was, an entrepreneur, a visionary, and lo and behold, I remember this story. So what he said is very revealing. In my dream of the 21st century for the state, I would have young men, women who put the interest of the state before them. They will have pride in themselves, confidence in themselves. They will not be at anyone's mercy except their own selves. By the brains, intelligence, and capacity, they will recapture history of life. That is the I really thank Ritesh to come and rekindle that glorious spirit in every Odia society member. Thank you.
Okay, we are going to take a quick pause here, just for a couple of minutes. As Ritesh has to catch a flight to Europe, so what we'll do is we'll try to honor both Ritesh and Chida for their contributions. And I would like to invite Nageswai and Anjan to come to the front, and then I'm going to invite Ritesh and then Chida. So we are really, really thankful that you are here today and for all your contribution to the Odias, to the Odia society, and the Odia community, and promoting the culture. So, yeah. So I would like to now invite Ritesh Agarwal. Please come to the stage and accept some of our token of appreciation for what you are doing, what you have done. Nageswai, Ritesh is already there.
Thank you so much, everyone.
And thanks again. Have a safe trip. Have some good food and enjoy.
I will miss the Petha competition next floor.
We will invite you again. This is just the beginning.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now I would like to invite Chita Khatua on stage, and please accept our token of appreciation for what you have done. Thank you very much. And I have an afternoon joke for everybody. My 2 minutes limelight is now over. My MC is already here, so I'm handing over. I'm going to the oblivion now.
My 1 minute is also over. Ajay Manthi introduced me.
That was a pause.
The rest disappeared, so I'm doing the. You want me to do the rest? नहीं नहीं कर अरे it was great यार मजा आ गया मजा आ गया समझ में कुछ नहीं आया
हाँ क्योंकि आईटी इसीलिए मैं बोला भाई ये आईटी वालों के लिए है
no but it is we have to talk
yeah this is like because my thing is pure IT I'm IT guy I'm from Rourkela so
no it's not just that I will talk
yeah sure
there's business things that I've been connecting with Bombay and things like that.
I'm always
Hello. We have more speakers. Please be seated. Hello. We have more speaker. Please be seated. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Please, we have two more speaker. Please be seated.
Acha, we haven't been introduced. Utkal. Rajiv Ra. VP? Very. Acha. EIP. What do you mean he's a kid? He is a kid. That's true. But nice meeting.
Nice meeting.
Hello, please. Hello, everyone. We have two more speaker. Please be seated. Hello, I would like to invite Nova Builders, Arun Patra, please come to the stage. Mosa.
अच्छा चंदन पांडे को टॉपिक रे कहले ना मु नथिली टास्क
AI applications. You can just गया खत्म magazine now the
एबे पे मोटा रखि था तू मु आ गोटे कॉपी नै हां हां कार्टून नहीं राजीव ये सब जो राज्य कहले सब राज्य रो
Acha, it's his birthday today. Arey, happy birthday.
Thank you.
So you're what, 19 now?
Yes. I can legally drink.
Or 23?
Not a bullying. हम कॉलेज रो सेटा होचे स्टाइल समस्त को बुली करा जियो
Somebody asked me at one of the board meetings, so it was my birthday that day. So, happy birthday. So, how old are you? About 38 or so. I said, no, I've decided 47 is a good age. I've been in 47 for quite some time. I would stay there. I like 47. So. Bloody impossible to get these people to sit down. You got to take a glass and do ting 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 ting. That's the only thing that works.
मते लागुची रितेश न कला जाय एटा रहियो रितेश एग्जिट
Take already.
Hello everyone, we kindly request you to please be seated. We have one more presentation to go and then we will have a lunch break. Food will be served. Please be patient, just one more presentation to go. Please kindly be seated.
So, let me put a small text together.
Individually पठेबे चार जन गोटे पठेबे
Everyone, please kindly be seated. We have one more presentation to go. Inviting Arun Patra from Navaha Builder. Please kindly be seated.
Namaskar. I'll just, no, I won't be between you and lunch. I'll just not take 5 minutes.
accent ଗୋଟେ ଥାଏ ନାଇଁ heavy accent ହିନ୍ଦୀ କହିଲେ ପୁରା ଜଣା ପଡିଯିବ clean accent
Namaskar, everybody.
Father spent a lot of years in UP.
oh
हमें हिंदी
Okay, so this is Arun Patra. No, I'll just start with, so most of us who left our Janma Bhumi and decided to make North America our Karma Bhumi, it never leaves our mind and heart that someday we'll go back. We keep on talking about it among our friends, dining tables. One day. For most of us, it keeps on going. It rarely comes. It's not that we really don't love our place, Janmabhoomi. We really want to. What stops us is the fear that can we fit in. When we go back, can we fit in?
Copy paste
Some 12 years back, I was in that same situation. Having spent more than a decade, settled down, having raised my children, when I decided that I will go back to my hometown, a lot of questions came to my mind. Now, first thing, will my family, my children fit in back? Will I have such a big house, a room for each family member and a guest room too? Would my house be as neat, clean, nice? Will the community that I would be staying will be as nicely maintained? Would I have to worry about the swamps, mosquitoes? Would I have to negotiate potholes, go through the summer's roads, narrow alleys to reach my house? Would I feel safe to send my children play out? Would I have to worry about burglary? Would I have the freedom to just leave my house, go on a vacation without worrying to get somebody watch my house while I'm away? All these questions, those were in my mind. My son, one was grade 1, another was grade 6. We moved back more than 12 years back. Somehow we faced some challenges and things worked out. My children studied there, completed their schooling, and one of my son did his engineering, it's back in SFO, working on a startup. My wife, who had second thoughts, is really happy now. She thinks this was the right decision we've taken. She's enjoying the luxury of maids, cook. When you travel chauffeur-driven car, when you go out, she's enjoying instant home delivery, a service of an assistant to do some shoppings also if required. She's enjoying all the festivities and enjoying her kitty party too. She's also with me here. Okay, she has a lot of time. She says, the money I was making in the US, but the money I offer in India is not worth spending my time. Let me enjoy. I would be working in India. She's enjoying her time. Once in a while, I ask her, should we go back? Our son is working in the US. Another son is studying. He probably will come back, most likely. Probably she won't. Okay, so this is what. Now, so the fear that we had between what the lifestyle that we maintained here and the lifestyle that we expect in India, the gap has reduced with passing time. It is
almost the same kind of a lifestyle you could enjoy in India, and you could have a more satisfying, uh, the experience is much more nice, and you could afford it at a much, much affordable. Often we don't realize. I used to say, we were richer than what we think. Most of the people who are settled in abroad, we do work, unknowingly we make home, we make equities, unknowingly make investments. Then we decide, do I have adequate amount of money to go back? And I personally, I felt I was very nervous. I did a lot of mental calculations. Still, I was nervous. But we'd figure out that when you go back to India, you would find yourself richer than what you think you are. Anyway, so the gap has changed, closed down. And one of the factors of that, having good communities of houses and apartments that's coming up, which is addressing all these issues. And because it's putting my life story, while I studied here, I did finance career, I became a finance faculty professor at Bhubaneswar. Now joined a developer. As some people are saying, there is it's not the money they need the brain, the knowledge that country needs. I think the Nova builders recognize that. They pursued me relentlessly for me to join them. They say the vision you that bring towards, the processes that you bring towards, that needs a lot of value to that. That is what is missing there. Not that everybody could find such an opportunity, but I figured it out that this is the company which shares the same value. We have been honest throughout life. We've been paid taxes. We manage our personal balance sheets, and we're not used to giving bribes or things like what we really normally hate. And this is a company I felt that it matches up to my value. I became a retainer for a couple of years. Then I joined them as a director. I think this is a company, they are in the forefront of closing that gap between what we are experiencing in North America versus what back home we're going to offer. This project company has already completed 3 projects, delivering very high rise. All their projects are on the main roads where you just don't have to go through negotiating potholes or anything. All the communities are world class and spacious. And I think all the concerns that I raised as myself I faced, I think this company tries to address that. And being as a board, I give them that kind of a advice and things. And we are growing, coming up, there are 3 projects delivered, 9 Grand Avenue, 9 Arcadia, 9 Boulevard. There are more projects coming up. That's the Boulevard is a 180 unit, 18 floor, sorry, 16 floor. There's a 30 floor project of 348 units coming. There are more projects of 1,000 units, more than 1,000 units again coming. So a lot of projects are coming. This is, I think, from a Nova's perspective. And I being there, we understand the need of NROs or the expats. So as a company, we handhold, we know those who think they want to have a board back at their home state, either as a investment for themselves, for their parents to stay, for their snowbird prospects. They want to have a foothold in their hometown as a relationship. We cater to them, understand their requirements, the apostille you need, will facilitate that. You can trust it. See, one of the biggest trust is that we are back here. Does the company provide me the trust and understand my sensitivities, my time constraints, my availability that are going only during the vacation years, vacation months? And is it reliable? We follow reliability to the highest level. We follow this, letter and spirit, all the regulatory things. People who go to the market without proper approval. People raise money following dubious methods. We do not do that. And I feel this is one of the company, people, it is become famous, it's going to go famous, and will cater to the NRI and try to address every question that arises to the maximum possible. Okay, thank you. That is all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arun, so much for your great experience and everything. So I think you will be hungry by now. So Plaza 2, we have food arrangements over there. So I think we'll guide you. Oh, sure, sure. Okay. Do you have a presentation? Sukandvaina, please come to the podium.
No, we don't have anything.
Hi, everybody. Now we are inviting Dr. Sukant Mahapatra to the stage. He's a global technology leader and an academic visionary leader. He is the founder and president of NIST University in Berhampur, Odisha. He has over 30 years of leadership experience at AT&T, Lucent Technologies, Bell Labs, and Ericsson as CTO. He is a live senior member of IEEE and invited speaker worldwide. Please, Bhaina, welcome to the stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for inviting me for this August gathering for the talk. I'll just speak a little bit to what we have been doing for the last 30 years, where we are and where we are heading. So this NIST University is established in 30 years back in Berhampur, Odisha. Though it started a long journey, it has a global impact. I'll talk a little bit about it. Next. It started in 1996. This is the first engineering institute in southern Odisha, first engineering institute under Berhampur University, first higher education venture in state of Odisha by NRI. Right, and we started in 95. It has gone a long journey. It has become NAAC accredited, very highly ranked in the India. As well also, we got a very huge fund from DST, Department of Science Technology, to build telecommunication lab completely over there. It become autonomous. It's a full university right now. Next. Okay, there are 4 fundamental things on which this university is built. Number 1, student first. We always encourage the student to be the first, and the quality of education is the foundational objective of this university. We not only it's not giving transcript, not giving certificate, building human soul. That's what we count on. How a person could be not only academically high caliber, not only research-oriented, creative thinking, but how become a good human being with a trust, value, ethics, morality, and those kind of things. To do that, what we do, we have a 23 clubs. We basically encourage people to go into club, follow their practice, follow their passion. Some become artists, some become dramatists, some become singer. So in addition to their academic things, we always encourage them to follow their passion, and they excel in all different kind of field. They might be studying engineering, but excel in kind of a dance, drama, and music. I'll tell a couple of things on that. The number two, and also we always make sure their creative mind is not about learning, but learn the entire life. We put those kind of model what they can learn throughout their life, even after graduation happens. And also, we make sure that a holistic personal development happens. The good speaker, good artist, or whatever that passion they follow. But also, we want to make sure they get into good career development before graduating school. Whether it's a job, whether it's a higher education, whether it's an entrepreneur, we ensure they follow that path. The second and most important part is not academic university, it's a research university. We focus very much on the research, both fundamental as well as applied research. I will give some ideas in applied research, what you're doing. Some are very fundamental, like I will give some example. For example, what you see the solar panel today, it produces light, it's electricity only day. Only sunlight will produce electricity. We are doing some fundamental research. You can produce electricity in the light, but solar technology in a different model actually. So those kind of things which will disrupt the technology today, we are doing those kind of things, and a lot of applied research I will give sometimes. But the third thing what we focus on is more of a community. What do you do to the community? For example, going to a blood donation, Swachh Bharat, going to school, teaching to the school children, and helping the disabled people, helping the senior citizens. Those kind of things, student and faculty very much involved the society building. But also we do a lot of local enterprise, local entrepreneur development. Two things I will highlight. One is and Gopalpur, Barampur is a fishing area. So what we're finding a model, you take the fish scale and produce biodegradable plastic. So how to build from the local things, you can build the industry that we're working. Where another area working is the Kevda, because a lot of Kevda with plantation is there, but not the people who farmer of the Kevda, they're getting benefited. The benefit is going to somewhere else. So the building technology-based solution where they can be more profitable and do better living. The third thing is the niche as a family. It's a platform. It's not about a institute organization platform. All of you are invited to be part of that journey, part of that platform. Use the platform, whatever way you want to contribute and kind of take like a beneficial thing for the society and country and the world at large. Next. Okay, this is what I was talking about. It's a research university. So what we're doing, in addition to fundamental research, we're doing some applied research in five major areas. Number one is in the 5G and future communication. This is the only university in the country, in India, which has a private 5G network lab funded by a company called Cellora in California. We are running the real private 5G network in the campus itself. We have taken DOT from Department of Telecommunication, we have Spectrum, and we have a core, all the network like core, radio, antenna, all built in there. The whole campus run on a private 5G network. And based on that, we're doing a lot of applied research. For example, we're doing smart helmet, like a helmet you see, the safety, but you're putting all the 5G enabled communication device. If person go, suppose the steel plant, the cocoa when is going, suppose the mining. So where they could be tracked, they can see and communicate, all those kind of things. There's a lot of work happening in the 5G and future communication area. Right now, we're working with Air Defense College. We're kind of putting ad hoc network. So you can go to the line of control, there's no network. So you take the network and put in a network in no network zone. That we're working on those kind of things. Number two, we're working on the semiconductor. So we have actually fabless center there. Basically, the design, testing, and characterization we're doing, the pretty good ecosystem there. Now we're putting the fabrication, the how to fabricate this thing, and based on the advanced material, silicon, gallium arsenide, those kind of things. So we want to have fab-oriented semiconductor unit there. But right now in the fabless, we're developing advanced materials semiconductor kind of fab facility. Another area where we're working AI, as you say, a lot of people are talking to AI. AI could be used in all aspects of life. It will change the way we live and work, but we are focusing on three areas. Number one, in the healthcare. So healthcare, it will be moved from the, right now, if you look at the healthcare, it is a preventive, critical, and rehabilitative. But this will bring to predictive healthcare. We're working on cognitive care, we're working on the respiratory, we're working the biomarker for cancer. So we can predict the cancer before the cancer happens. We can predict the respiratory kind of problem before respiratory problem happen. So we're developing those kind of applications where AI could be used in healthcare. Similarly, we're using AI in the warfare. So if you look into the 5 or 10 years down the road, there will be no boot in the ground. People will be, it will fought by robots with enabled by AI and communication gear. Similarly, the drone will be pretty much used much bigger way. Similarly, underwater drone will be replacing the submarines. Those kind of things. The fundamental warfare is changing, and we're working on with the Army Air Defense College to make sure this drone, what is happening, how you detect the drone in a friend and enemy drone, how to detect from the drones are roaming around. So we're working using AI to do those kind of things. We're working with a company called JP Lab in US, in New Jersey, on biotechnology. We have developed a biomarker for cancer, but we are also working with a lot of innovative things, nanodestruction, and we're also looking into the Eastern Ghat to look into the plant, the medicinal plant, and develop the organic compound, which will be medical facility. So we're working on that. We're working with the DST, Department of Science Technology, Department of Biotechnology, with a lot of research work. We're going to make sure that happen. Another area we're working on the hydrogen energy. So if you look into hydrogen energy, there are many ways to do, but we're focusing on two things. One called solid oxide fuel cell, that is based on a company called S2E in the Pune. And also we're working on the splitting the seawater and wastewater to do hydrogen generation. So those are like 5 big areas we're focusing on the applied research and give the product there. In addition to that, we have a lot of things like IoT, computer vision, autonomous vehicle, ESDM, and all other things. But our focus is right now, it's a research university, use the applied research to build the product which will solve the use case of the common people or industry, those kind of things. Next. Okay, this is like how we have done for last 30 years. We have about 19,000 alumni graduated from there. There are students from 12 countries right now studying over there. So it's a global footprint. Almost every state of the country has been student community over there, from Jammu, Kashmir to Kerala and all those things. And we have a graduate of 90,000 students. And out of that, many people are globally. In the US itself, there are a few thousand students are there in the US. There are people all over the world. But what has happened, what are finding, though they come from engineering or other medicine and science and all those things, but people have excelled in many areas. In the technology leader, there are many areas in technology leader. You're working in the Citibank, working in the Apple, working at the Amazon. They have done extremely well in those 30 years. Some people have gone for public service. They become IAS officer, become IRS officer, become OAS. Every year, almost 3 or 4 students get into OAS. So it's not engineering. You drive that passion, ignite that passion. They will do better whatever they feel like, whatever they're passionate about. Similarly, people have become entrepreneurs. We have produced about 2 to 3 dozen successful entrepreneurs. There are many entrepreneurs, as you know, entrepreneurs are not always success, but we have produced about 2 to 3 dozen successful entrepreneurs out of this list. We have also produced the kind of actor in the cinema field. We have produced the people who have gone to the like Bollywood doing the digital kind of a editing on those kind of things. People have done extremely well on different kind of things. People have gone to Air Force, people have gone to Army, Navy, those kind of things. So people have done extremely well and in all different fields, not just in engineering. So what we have right now, we have a School of Engineering, BTech, MTech, PhD, or School of Science, mostly Masters and PhD, School of Management, undergraduate, graduate, and PhD. We have a School of Agriculture, School of Allied Health, like pharmacy and those kind of things. So we kind of a different school, about 5-6 different schools are there. Our objective is to get into the School of Medicine, School of Dentistry. So we're moving towards more on the healthcare side, which has a lot of potential, a lot of future, a lot of research we can do. And we're basically technology-oriented way looking into the healthcare to solve like AI and other kind of technology to kind of implement a more technology-oriented healthcare system. It's a very different story. But what our main objective, using the university infrastructure, build the ecosystem where it can make a technology hub in Odisha. That is the objective. So we provide, our objective is to become R&D hub in the state of Odisha and invite company or the bring company and provide the manpower, educated manpower and trained manpower and expert-oriented manpower so we can build technology hub in Odisha. That is our dream and vision we're moving. It is right now we have about 6 schools. We're adding additional school, dentistry, medicine, and those things is coming down the road. And we're also focusing on kind of liberal arts and school of performing arts. We're looking into those kind of how the traditional things can be continued. And also we're kind of trying to focus to make Odisha a technology hub, providing educational innovation, R&D, and the trained manpower expertise in the state of Odisha. But with a local things, but it's a global footprint. We're like about 12 countries, students from 12 countries studying there, like undergraduate, graduate, PhD program, and almost all the state are the student from all the states are there, as well as the state from the state of Odisha. That's it. Like I'll be happy to take 1-2 questions if you like. But again, this is an organization built over 30 years back in the state of Odisha, having a global footprint, and I sincerely believe we can change the technology landscape in Odisha. Any questions? Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. This is the first session of the program is done. And I think you were, far behind. So,
come back 1:30.
Yeah.
1:30 we start again.
Yeah.
One of the item I missed actually. So when we're working the healthcare, actually, Bhaina and all, we discuss a lot of things. We're actually collaborative partnership with multiple hospital as well as the colleague hospital. And we're trying to do a lot of AI, apply AI in the healthcare facility to work collaboratively, do a lot of project together actually.
Thank you. Yeah, actually we wanted you to back by 1:30. The food is available in Plaza 2. So you have to take a right and go down. You'll see Plaza 2 on your right hand side. So let's be back on 1:30 to finish the program. So thank you so much.
Krishna, Jesus, nobody listens. I know that. I've been trying for 50 years. आपको बैठना था नहीं था तुम बैग आप बैग एक मिनट आते हो फर्स्ट एक में यू टेक 4 seats Tomorrow morning.
That is the biggest I'm doing.
I'm keeping the
Oh, Plaza 2. I don't have lunch. We don't have
yeah. Not leaving the phone तो नहीं है चलो चलो जल्दी पॉट में ली तो Don't tell him that.
What to do there?
ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಟ್ಲ ಪಿಂಜಲ್ ಹೋಲ್ಸೆ ಒಟ್ಟರ ನೊಲ್ಲ ಲಾಭ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ Try to zoom. That. While taking pictures, right, on from the head, right, from the subject, give some space, or else it looks very tight. Yeah, like this, yeah, or maybe a little bit of a click, not click. You have to hard click. Okay. Got it, right? So yeah, he is sensitive. Yeah. Don't hesitate. Okay. Now same with the same pose. Let's try with see. Now you will see the difference, right? Try to review your what. See, this picture is you bouncing the flash. This is the flash is directly going. See so much white and all, right? Colors are all faded and all. But this one you see, it's better, right? So yeah. It's a process. So because my scope is well lit. Yes. Very darkness, maybe nothing in there, or could be very high or black kind of look. So the reflection won't come into it. Most of the rooms are not like that. So it can. So feel free to click. Yeah, feel free to click. You can do like it. It's again. You can click on. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah. Just like your way. This is called diffuser. So what it will do, it will further that the class is lit to make it soft. The light it will make it soft. Suppose you cannot you have to directly put on somebody's face, right? Like you did for your dad in the first picture, right? So it was. Yeah, diffuser I can do the same thing. It will diffuse the light. It will make it soft. Okay. It will make it soft. Yeah, it's not going to be like really hard flash. Yeah. Anyway, we can the same thing. We can get that feedback. This one. This function is really good, but the problem will be too deep. That's it, right? And this is also diffuser. What it will do? It will make it light soft. But this one, which is carry around and all, right? It is very difficult. If you put this one, right? So what it will do? It will distribute, make the light soft. Okay. Same thing. Now you can try on your dad. Is our model now. Yeah, try on your dad. See, same thing you did. Direct plus, right? See, this one and this one. So with diffuser, it came better, right? You got it, right? With the diffuser, even if it's you are putting directly, you're just distributing it something the light. It's not harsh light actually. So it's a cool light. So you can yourself can okay, you want to review? Click this is the button. Okay. This button. Suppose this one. This button. So this is without diffuser direct plus. This is the one you put bouncing from the up and the last one, this one, you direct flush but with the diffuser. Yeah, but actually we're roaming around and all. This is something good like in studios and all. I mean, if you're stationary people, this one you can use like people will come for this. They will every family will get a picture for photo put there, right? We'll put the tripod. Okay, we'll
But to roam around with this one, right, it is difficult. So these are the company onward just come around and take. Yeah. This go, right? You ask me. You can not take it. Yeah. And then another one. Okay. So this is picture. If once you click, it will go back to the video. Just click this one. This one. Just small videos. They will ask maybe I mean some room where something is going. You want to take small videos. You can yeah. Click. The recording. So you can click that one. So again, again, click it again. After the recording is right away. Yeah. So now you can send.